Hello and welcome to CVR News Network. You're watching CVR English and these are the details of the inside news. Congress leader Kota Nilima responded to KT Ramarao's question about public satisfaction with the Congress government in Telangana by asserting that the only person visibly unhappy with its success was KTR himself. She remarked that whenever the Congress government introduced the development schemes for women, he expressed displeasure, implying a lack of support for women's welfare. Similarly, she pointed out that initiatives benefiting farmers and youth also drew his criticism, suggesting that he was neither pro-farmer nor pro-youth. Nilima further stated that while the Congress worked to pull Telangana out of the dark ages brought on by the previous BRS administration, KTR's dissatisfaction was evident. Concluding her remarks, she emphasized that if anyone was truly unhappy with the progress of the Congress-led government, it was none other than KT Ramarao himself.
Ramarao today raised the question, show me one person who is happy with the Congress government in Telangana. Well, we can show you one person who is unhappy, and that is you. Because every time the Congress government in Telangana brought a development scheme for women, you were unhappy, Mr. Ramarao, because you are not pro-women. Every time the Congress government brought a scheme for the farmers or the youth, you are unhappy, Mr. Ramarao, because you are not pro-farmers. You are not pro-youth. Every time the Congress government tried to rescue Telangana from the dark ages into which the BRS had plunged it, you were not happy. So yes, if there is one person who is unhappy with the success of the Congress government in Telangana, that is you. Mr. KT Ramarao today raised the question, show me one person who is happy with the Congress government in Telangana. Well, we can show you one person who is unhappy, and that is you. Because every time the Congress government in Telangana brought a development scheme for women, you were unhappy, Mr. Ramarao, because you are not pro-women. Every time the Congress government brought a scheme for the farmers or the youth, you are unhappy, Mr. Ramarao, because you are not pro-farmers. You are not pro-youth. Every time the Congress government tried to rescue Telangana from the dark ages into which the BRS had plunged it, you were not happy.
Union Minister for Petroleum and Natural Gas Hardeep Singh Puri described the passage of the Oil Fields Regularization and Development Amendment Bill 2024 in the Lok Sabha as a historic step towards energy security and self-sufficiency under Prime Minister NarendraModi's leadership. He emphasized that the amendments would strengthen India's energy sector by ensuring policy stability, enabling international arbitration and extended lease periods, highlighting the changing global energy landscape. He noted that the reforms aim to align India's exploration and production framework with global best practices while promoting ease of doing business and decriminalizing certain provisions.
In the year 2014, when the Honorable Prime Minister assumed responsibility, between then and now, we have moved from being the 11th or 10th largest economy in the world to being the 5th largest, and we are very shortly going to be the 4th largest, and if the assessment of the International Monetary Fund is to be believed, we will be the 3rd largest economy by 2027. Economic growth and the size of GDP, as my friends on all sides of the House will agree, is heavily dependent on the utilization of energy. In fact, when you look at any energy, madam, any economy, and you look at the energy consumption, a reasonably good indicator of economic performance comes from the utilization of energy. Today, we are currently consuming 5.5 million barrels of crude oil in a day. When I had the privilege of being associated with this ministry, madam, 3.5 years ago, we were consuming 5 million. If we continue to grow at 6.5%, 7% rate of growth, it is only a matter of time that we will be consuming 6.5, and 7 million barrels of crude oil in a day. Madam, our journey to become a Viksit Bharat by 2047 or to become a $30 to $40 trillion economy by 2040 or thereabouts will require large amounts of energy in all forms. Today, we are in the happy situation of saying that out of the 3.5 million square kilometers of sedimentary basin that we have, 1 million square kilometers of that sedimentary basin was a no-go area. In other words, no prospecting could be done there. And as a result, our import dependence, both in terms of crude oil and natural gas, was on the rise. Today, I'm very happy to share with this House that 76% of all the prospecting and exploration that is being done in our sedimentary basin is being done in areas which have been freed up after 2014. In fact, between the years 2006 and 16, which we often in our trade call the dull decade, very little work was done. And Madam, oil and gas is a sector which is heavily capital intensive, which has long gestation periods, and any decision that you take today or the government of the day takes today will begin to show results only 3, 5 or even 7 years later. I'm very happy to report that it is a result of various measures that we have undertaken, and I shall list a few of them. In 2016, we moved from production sharing arrangements to revenue sharing arrangements. And when we were in 2014, out of the 3.5 million square kilometers of sedimentary basin, the amount being used was exploited was only 6%. We have to take that to 15%. In spite of our efforts, we have been only be able to raise it from 6 to 10%, but that's a major jump. Therefore, in the coming time, we will have to do more, and that is the starting point of my presentation on why this piece of legislation passed by the Rajya Sabha is coming before this August House today, Madam. Madam, India's hydrocarbon resource potential is immense. We have something like 42 billion tons of oil and oil equivalent of gas which remains to be tapped. This is by any yardstick a very resource-rich Bharat. But prospecting and looking for oil and gas is an expensive business. Any well which is dug onshore costs something like $3 to $4 million per well, which under today's exchange rate comes to 33 to 35 crore rupees. And if the drilling is offshore, the cost is even higher. It comes to $100 million. Now, all the resources that we have at our disposal, the private sector, the state oil marketing companies and the government, we don't have the resources. And typically in the exploration and production sector, Madam, let me give you the case of Guyana. They dug 16 wells. In the year 2014, when the Honorable Prime Minister assumed responsibility, between then and now, we have moved from being the 11th or 10th largest economy in the world to being the 5th largest, and we are very shortly going to be the 4th largest. And if the
Uttarakhand Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami praised the Holi Milan Samaroh organized by Ajay Tamta, describing it as a beautiful event that fostered social harmony and strengthened community bonds. He congratulated Tamta for providing an opportunity for people to come together and celebrate the festival with love and unity. Addressing concerns about Holi and Jummah coinciding on the same day, Dhami assured that Uttarakhand is a state where people coexist peacefully with strong brotherhood. He expressed confidence that everyone would celebrate their respective festivals without any issues, asserting that those who respect law and order would not create disturbances. Speaking on illegal madrasas and encroachments, the Chief Minister reiterated his government's firm stance against any unlawful structures in Uttarakhand. He reaffirmed that from the beginning of his tenure, there had been a clear commitment to preserving the fundamental character of the Dev Bhumi. He highlighted that a drive to remove illegal encroachments was already underway, with verification process in place to identify unauthorized madrasas, and necessary action was being taken against them.
आज बहुत सुंदर आयोजन यहाँ पर समारोह पालन हो गया, इसमें आज सभी लोगों का आपस में मिलन का यहाँ पर समारोह हुआ, आपस में मिले। ये हमारी सामाजिक समरसता का बहुत बड़ा पर्व है। यहाँ हम सब लोग एक दूसरे से मिले मिलते हैं, एक दूसरे से हमारा प्रेम बहुत प्रगाढ़ होता है और आगे बढ़ने की सब लोगों को, हम लोगों को प्रेरणा मिलती है। भाई अजय टंटा जी को बहुत बधाई देता हूँ। उन्होंने ऐसा आयोजन करके हम सभी लोगों को एक दूसरे से मिलने का अवसर प्रदान किया। रंगों का पर्व है, मैं सभी के लिए शुभकामनाएं करता हूँ। रंगों की तरह सबके जीवन में उल्लास और उमंग हो, खुशियाँ हो, समृद्धि है और मैं सबको एक बार फिर से बहुत शुभकामनाएं बधाई देता हूँ।
मुख्यमंत्री जी इस बार जुम्मा और होली एक ही दिन पड़ रही है, ऐसे में अपने प्रदेश के लिए क्या कुछ संदेश देंगे ताकि सौहार्द बना रहे, क्योंकि अलग अलग जगहों से तमाम बयानबाजी भी हो रही है।
हमारा राज्य देखिए बहुत ही प्रेम पूर्वक रहने वालों का राज्य है। आपस में हमारा सभी का एक दूसरे का बहुत भाईचारे का संबंध है, प्रेम का संबंध है और सभी लोग अपने अपने त्यौहार मनाएंगे। कहीं कोई किसी को कोई परेशानी नहीं होगी।
सर, किसी के बयान का समर्थन करते हैं जुम्मा और होली वाले दिन पे? किसको अंदर रहना चाहिए, किसको बाहर?
नहीं, देखिए मैंने कहा कि हम सब लोग अपने अपने पर्वों को मनाएंगे और मनाते आए। बड़े रंग बिरंगा पर्व है, उसमें किसी भी तरह से जो है ऐसा रंग लगाना चाहिए कि जो जीवन भर बना रहे।
सीएम सर, अवैध मदरसों को लेकर क्या कहेंगे आप?
कहते हैं कि जुम्मे के कारण 2 घंटे तक ब्रेक दिया जाएगा होली में।
नहीं, देखिए कानून सबके लिए है। जो देश में कानून और व्यवस्था को मानने वाले लोग हैं वो कभी भी दूसरों को परेशान नहीं करेंगे।
सीएम सर, अवैध मदरसों पर क्या कहेंगे आप, क्योंकि 15 दिन के अंदर कई मदरसों पर एक्शन लिया गया?
अवैध मदरसे और अतिक्रमण ये हमने पहले दिन से कहा है कि ये किसी भी कीमत पर हम उत्तराखंड में नहीं रहने देंगे और ये हमारा संकल्प है कि देवभूमि का मूल स्वरूप किसी भी कीमत पर खराब नहीं होगा और जितना भी अवैध अतिक्रमण है उसको हटाने का हमने अभियान लिया है। और ऐसे
Union Minister Chirag Paswan, along with his mother Reena Paswan, and party workers attended a Holy Milan program in Patna, Bihar, in preparation for the upcoming Holi festival on March 14th. The event, which marked the spirit of unity and celebration, saw party members coming together to exchange greetings and celebrate the joyous occasion. Chirag Paswan's presence alongside his mother highlighted the close-knit bond within the family and the party. The Holy Milan program is an annual event that brings together leaders and the party workers to foster camaraderie and strengthen political ties ahead of the festival, which is a significant cultural celebration in the region.
बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है, जहां एक तरफ हमारी पार्टी ने पुनः वो ऊंचाई, खुशियों के वो रंग पुनः हासिल किए हैं, तो वही मेरे नेता, मेरे पिता आदरणीय रामविलास पासवान जी के आशीर्वाद से एक लंबे समय के बाद हम लोग उसी जगह होली मना रहे हैं जहां पे दशकों तक हमारे नेता ने आप सबके साथ बैठकर एक दूसरे को रंग लगाकर खुशियां बांटने का काम किया, प्यार, स्नेह और आशीर्वाद देने का काम किया। आज जब पापा नहीं है, देने का काम किया। मैं चाहूंगा माँ का भी आशीर्वाद हम सबको मिले। होली की ढेर सारी शुभकामनाएं हम सबको भी दें।
होली की बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं आप सब लोगों को।
हैप्पी होली। बहुत
During Prime Minister NarendraModi's visit to Mauritius, Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri highlighted the significant developments, stating that 8 memorandums of understandings were exchanged between the two nations. These agreements cover a range of areas including trade, infrastructure and cultural cooperation. Furthermore, Prime Minister Modi announced India's support for the construction of the new parliament building in Mauritius, reinforcing India's commitment to support the island's nation growth and development. This visit marks a key milestone in strengthening of the bilateral ties between India and Mauritius.
And people-to-people ties. There have been several outcomes during this short but very substantive visit, as I said. There were 2 announcements, 3 launches or inaugurations, 1 handover, and the exchange of as many as 8 MOUs. And I will try and take you through some of these very briefly. During the visit, the Prime Minister announced India's support towards the construction of a new parliament building in Mauritius, cultural and people-to-people ties. There have been several outcomes during this short but
Union Minister Chirag Paswan has expressed confidence that the upcoming Holi festival will mark beginning of a new chapter for the state. He stated that this time the colors of Holi, we are going to write a new history in Bihar. This is the beginning of the colors of joy. Paswan went on to predict that the real celebration of Holi will take place in November, following a massive victory for the NDA. He emphasized that the election result will pave the way for the formation of the government that embodies the ideals of the Prime Minister Modi. Paswan's remarks reflect his optimism about the NDA's prospects in the upcoming elections and the future of Bihar under Modi's leadership.
ये होली के रंग इस बार बिहार में एक नया इतिहास लिखने जा रहे हैं। ये तो खुशियों के रंगों की शुरुआत है। असली होली इस बार हम लोग नवंबर में मनाएंगे, जब पुनः एनडीए एक बड़ी जीत के साथ, बड़े परिणामों के साथ, जब बिहार में एक बार फिर से मेरे प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी की सोच वाली सरकार, एनडीए की सरकार जब बिहार में बनेगी, तो उसके बाद एक बार फिर से इससे बड़ी होली बिहार में मनाई जाएगी। सभी को होली की ढेर सारी शुभकामनाएं, पूरे बिहार वासियों को होली की ढेर सारी शुभकामनाएं। विश यू ऑल अ वेरी हैप्पी होली।
PDP Chief Mehbooba Mufti has expressed concern over the recent ban imposed by the central government on the Awami Action Committee and Jammu Kashmir Ittihadul Muslimin. Mufti criticized it the most, stating that this is not a good thing. I don't understand that on one hand the government of India understands the sensitivity of Umar Farooq, due to which they have given him Z+ category security. On the other hand, they have banned this party. She raised concerns about the government's inconsistent approach and the long-standing use of the muscle power and handling sensitive issues in the region. Mufti emphasized that the government should shift its policy and adopt more lenient and constructive approach to resolve matters.
जो हुआ है अवामी एक्शन कमेटी हो या इत्तेहादुल मुस्लिमीन हो, ये अच्छी बात नहीं है। आप सब लोग जानते हैं जो मीरवाइज उमर फारूक साहब हैं, वो खुद विक्टिम हैं। उनके वालिद शहीद मौलवी फारूक साहब, उन्होंने ये पार्टी बनाई हुई है और उन्होंने शहादत भी दी है। और इसी तरह जो मसरूर अंसारी साहब हैं, ये सारी एक सोशो पॉलिटिकल ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस हैं। तो मुझे एक चीज समझ नहीं आती कि एक तरफ से गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ये समझती है उमर फारूक साहब की नजाकत को, और जिसकी वजह से उन्होंने उनको Z+ कैटेगरी की सिक्योरिटी दी है एक तरफ से, दूसरी तरफ से उनकी पार्टी को बैन करती है। ये बात मेरी समझ से कोसों दूर है कि आखिर ये जो मस्कुलर पॉलिसी है ये कब तक चलाएंगे। या तो ऐसा है कि ये मौलवी उमर फारूक साहब हो या जो ये दूसरी जमात है इत्तेहादुल मुस्लिमीन अंसारी साहब हो, या तो गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया इनको ब्लैकमेल कर रही है किसी चीज के लिए कि आप ऐसा करो, आप ऐसा करो। तो अगर वो नहीं करते हैं तो फिर वो एक्शन लेती है। मुझे नहीं मालूम, क्योंकि मुझे ये समझ नहीं आती, एक तरफ से आप एक शख्स को Z+ कैटेगरी में लाते हो, सिक्योरिटी देते हो, दूसरी तरफ से उसकी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को बैन करते हैं। तो मैं समझती हूँ, मेरा ये ख्याल है कि ये नहीं होना चाहिए। आपने बहुत मस्कुलर पॉलिसी इख्तियार की, अब कहीं ना कहीं लोगों को हीलिंग टच की जरूरत है, नरमी की जरूरत है। तो ऐसे में जब आप एक रिलीजियस हेड के खिलाफ इतना बड़ा एक्शन करते हैं, तो कहीं ना कहीं कश्मीर के दिल और
Ahead of the main Holi festival on March 14th, the actor Vijay Jambal joined the vibrant Holi celebrations at Sri Dwarkadish temple in Mathura, Uttar Pradesh. Expressing his awe, Jambal said, I think whatever we have seen on YouTube and in films till date is no match to this. I request every citizen of India and every Bollywood actor and actresses to experience this one. This can't be expressed in words. This kind of love, colors and Holi that is there can be experienced through cinema or any other way. His remarks highlighted the unique and unparalleled experience of Holi in Mathura, known for its rich cultural heritage and grand festivities that capture the true essence of the Festival of Colors.
मेरे मुताबिक जो भी हमने आज तक YouTube में देखा है, फिल्मों में देखा है, कोई बराबरी नहीं है। मैं हिंदुस्तान के हर नागरिक को, बॉलीवुड के हर अभिनेता अभिनेत्री को रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा, एक बार इसका एक्सपीरियंस किया जाए, क्योंकि इसको बयान नहीं किया जा सकता है। जिस तरह का प्यार, जिस तरह के रंग, जिस तरह की होली हो रही है, मुझे नहीं लगता ये अनुभव आप सिनेमा या किसी और जरिए से महसूस कर सकते हैं। अरे भाई, ये अलग है, यहाँ पे आना जरूरी है, जिसकी जन्मभूमि है।
यहाँ की होली में क्या अंतर समझते हैं?
तुम वहाँ पे नहीं होती हो, ये अंतर है सबसे बड़ा। बट हम लोग बहुत खुश हैं। मैं चाहूंगा कि बॉलीवुड की हर हस्ती यहाँ पे आए, इस मनोरंजन को देखे। इतना प्यार जो मिल रहा है, अद्भुत है।
आप कैसे एंजॉय कर रहे हैं होली को?
मैं तो, आपको दिख नहीं रहा है, शंखनाद किया, लोगों के साथ होली खेली, दिल से जितना रंग लगवाना था लगवाया। मैं तो रोक नहीं रहा हूँ, खुश तो हूँ बहुत।
एक बार और संक्रांत बताइए।
मेरे मुताबिक जो भी हमने आज तक YouTube में देखा है, फिल्मों में देखा है, कोई बराबरी नहीं है। मैं हिंदुस्तान के हर नागरिक को, बॉलीवुड के हर अभिनेता अभिनेत्री को रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा, एक बार इसका एक्सपीरियंस किया जाए, क्योंकि इसको बयान नहीं किया जा सकता है। जिस तरह का प्यार, जिस तरह के रंग, जिस तरह की होली हो रही है, मुझे नहीं लगता ये अनुभव आप।
Former YSRCP MP Vijay Sai Reddy participated in CID investigation regarding the Kakinada seaport case in Andhra Pradesh, Vijayawada. During his statement, he mentioned that he had provided all the truth and facts to the authorities. He clarified that it was Vikrant Reddy, not him, who was responsible for the handling of the matters at the Kakinada seaport. Reddy also discussed his political background, stating that he had excellent relations with all political parties and that during his student years, he had worked with the ABVP, acknowledging his roots in the organization. However, he emphasized that as of now he had no intention of joining the BJP. Despite this, he shared his personal view as a common citizen, expressing that he believed that BJP was the only party capable of doing justice to the country.
No, there are about 20-25 questions. So I will not be able to explain to you all the 20-25 questions, but whatever I have told before CID, they're all truths and facts, and factually correct statement has been given to them.
Who was behind
See, liquor scam, Sutradari, Patradari. You can translate it into Hindi. And then Karta, Karma, Kriya. All are Kasireddy Rajsekhar Reddy. He is a broker, liquor broker, who has been assisted by few other persons.
Sir, who is a conspirator in the Kakinada seaport issue?
I am not the person. I don't know anything. I have nothing to do with that. So in Kakinada seaport, everything has been dealt by Vikrant Reddy. So you should ask the questions to Vikrant Reddy, not to Vijay Sai Reddy.
Sir, are you in touch with BJP? Are you in touch with Amit Shah to join BJP, sir? There are a lot of news coming out that
I have excellent rapport with all political parties. Particularly because earlier when I was student, I worked for ABVP. I campaigned for Venkaiah Naidu garu, for Udaygiri constituency. I have ABVP roots. As of today, I have no intention to join BJP. But as a party BJP, I sincerely feel as a common citizen of this country, I sincerely feel BJP is the only party which can do justice for this country.
And that's the end of the bulletin. Keep watching CVR News English.